What's going on, friends? We've got ourselves another Commander deck. The other Kamigawa, we recently did the first one. This one's the Kamigawa Neon Destiny Upgrades Unleashed. Green, red Commander deck. Let's see what we can pull. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Thank you guys for watching the Cheese Boy channel here, and as we power through all of our magic decks and all of our box openings, that kind of stuff, certainly appreciate you guys joining us. This one, Upgrades Unleashed, I'm just assuming it's a whole bunch of pump-up spells, enchantments, maybe equipments to go on your creatures. I do like that kind of deck, so let us see what we've got. We've got our commander, Chishiracho. Yep, that one, Shattered Blade. Whenever an aura or equipment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 red spirit creature token with menace. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each modified creature you control. Modified creatures are equipments, auras, or creatures with counters on them. I feel like that's gonna be a good commander. That's a lot of good abilities. At the beginning of your end step, goad each creature your opponent controls that's enchanted by an aura you control. Put a 1/1 counter on Kiyama the Fractured Calm for each creature goaded this way. So there must be a bunch of stuff that you're hitting up your opponent's creatures on as well, which is not necessarily what I thought would be going on with green-red. That seems more like a white-blue enchantment. But let's see. So we've got a little mana ramp, invigorating hot springs. So we're adding +1/+1 counters to target creatures you control. They come on here and you move them. Let me see. Put 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Spells cost 1 less for each modified creature you control. Interesting. That's good. 8/8 if it comes in that much cheaper. Death Touch and Destroy. A little board control. Feral comes into play with +1 counters. Target creature you control damage. Whenever you damage a creature, combat damage deal combat damage to a player planeswalker this turn. Draw a card. Oh, okay, some card draw. That's good. Kadama's Reach is a land search. +1s. +1s. Another land search. Search your library for basic land card. Oh, that's just a different picture. I know that card. Snake Umbra. I like these. The Umbras were really cool. They're enchantments that you attach, but then when your creature dies, it just removes the enchantment and the creature gets basically a second life. Vastward Search, library, search a graveyard. Search for basic land cards. Sorry. Oh, man, my brain's all over the place. +1 counters and equipment. Rhythm of the Wild. Creatures you control... creature spells you control cannot be countered. That's always a good. And then non-token creatures you control have Riot. So they either come in with a +1 or have haste. So yeah, you get that out early. Then a lot of your creatures are coming out with the already pre-modified kind of. Unless you want to go faster and haste them up. But and then of course we got some mana ramp. A little bit of a double strike. Mana ramp, haste, land, land. Some weird basic lands in the middle of your deck. Okay. Aki Squad. Whenever one or more modified creatures you control attack, untap all modified creatures you control. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. This ability triggers only once each per turn. That seems fantastic, and I might have to steal that and put it in my Goblin deck. Counters, equipment, create red aura enchantment tokens named Smoke Blessing that attach to creatures. When enchanted creature dies, it deals 1 damage. Not too bad. Enchant creature, +1s, +1s. As long as Pentian Warlord is enchanted creature or equipment and has a counter on it, Kosi has whenever Kosi deals combat damage to opponent, may draw that many cards, and Kosi deals that much damage to each other opponent. That's good. It's a little situational. You got to do, since you got to do both, you got to have the equipment and a counter, so it's a little bit harder. One with Kami, that's an enchantment, +1s, +1s. Whenever transplanter or equipped creature attacks, add an additional amount of mana to its power until the end of turn. You don't lose this mana. Oh, that's pretty good. A little bit of mana ramp, like on the attack. Ant has been around for a while. Chain Reaction, Chaos Warp, Elemental Mastery. So it's Goblin with pluses. Kranko gives pluses. Ox of Agonos. Whenever Ox enters the battlefield, discard your hand. Draw 3 cards. Escape, exile 8 other cards from your graveyard. And you may cast this from your graveyard for its escape cost. It escapes with a +1 counter on it. That's not too bad. I mean, I feel like in an all red deck, that's probably way stronger than it is in this, because you kind of want stuff in your hand here, I think. An enchantment, damage, +1s. Bear Umbra, there's another one of those Umbras. Bear Umbra's really good. Whenever a creature, +2/+2, and whenever this creature attacks, untap all lands you control. That's pretty strong. Oh, Champion of Lamphold. Forgotten Age has been around forever. Genesis Hydra, Primeval Protector, that's +1s. Rishkar's +1s. Rishkar's Expertise, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. That's good. Draw a card for each creature you control. Some card draw. Draw cards. Big old indestructible dude. Whiptongue Hyra, that's pluses. Some destroy, pluses. The good equipment, okay equipment, decent equipment. And then we get to our lands. That's not the other lands. I don't know. I'm not sure why we had a couple basics right in the middle there. But Cinderglade's good. That's in everything. Game Trail, Mossfire, Your Valley, and Mossfire Valley. We've got an invalid deck here because you can't have 2 of the same card in a commander deck. So obviously you're going to need to switch one of those out to something. But we got pluses, mana fixing, and then our basic lands. Our fancy version of our commander and our tokens. Here, we'll use that. I wish this said, whenever an aura or equipment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 red spirit token with menace and attach that aura to it. That would make this commander super duper strong. I do like it. I think it's a pretty decent commander. Good build around. The deck overall, not a whole lot of like super cheap stuff. You're not, I would hope that you would be able to get little creatures out first turn. A lot of the creatures have a big cost. I mean, I know you got the mana ramp in here, but with this bigger cost, I mean, like, you're really, if you're going against a fast deck, you're gonna take a 3 or 4 turns of kicks to the face before you even start getting anything out, and then you're gonna want to start pumping your stuff up, because everything relies on them being pumped up. So I feel like this deck is a good base start to be modified. Like Hardened Scales, I think, would go fantastic in there. That's like a double the amount of +1 counters that go on things. That would super work in here. But I feel like a couple like little mana dorks would make things a little faster. Some 1-drops, just because, I mean, you've got things that pump them up. So if you got your little creatures out, at least you're maybe doing a little damage, maybe defending yourself a little bit the first couple turns. So I feel like that kind of thing is a little bit of modifications that would probably need to be done with this. I feel like this would probably be a fun deck, but definitely a much more casual fun deck. You would have to, I feel like you'd have to modify this a little bit to make this competitive. But I do like these colors. Yeah, I feel like this is probably, like I said, a good start to a deck. So now you know what's in it, and good luck if you pick it up, and have some fun. Thanks, guys.